For decades, the United States played a paradoxical role in the semiconductor industry. American companies designed many of the world's most advanced chips, but the manufacturing of those chips increasingly happened overseas, creating efficiency and scale, but also deep vulnerability. Supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, and chip shortages exposed just how fragile that model had become, representing the most ambitious effort in generations to rebuild U.S. semiconductor manufacturing and reposition the country as a global production powerhouse. The CHIPS Act is not just about funding factories. It is about reshaping the entire semiconductor ecosystem inside the United States. The goal is to reduce dependence on foreign production while strengthening domestic capability in one of the most strategically important technologies in the modern economy. The CHIPS Act provides incentives for companies to build and expand semiconductor fabrication plants. These facilities are extraordinarily expensive, often costing tens of billions of dollars and taking years to complete. For a long time, it was simply cheaper to build them elsewhere. The CHIPS Act changes the economics by sharing the upfront cost and reducing long-term risk for manufacturers willing to invest in the U.S. The immediate impact has been a surge of announced projects across multiple states. These projects are not symbolic. They represent cutting-edge manufacturing, including advanced logic chips, memory, and specialized components critical to industries like automotive, defense, healthcare, and consumer electronics. Is that it goes beyond a single company or technology node. The CHIPS Act encourages diversification. Instead of relying on one dominant overseas region for most advanced chips, the U.S. is building capacity across different types of semiconductors. Another critical element of the CHIPS Act is its focus on long-term competitiveness. Chip shortages highlighted immediate problems, but the real issue was structural. The U.S. had allowed manufacturing expertise and supplier networks to drift away over decades. Rebuilding that capability requires patience and sustained investment. Semiconductor manufacturing requires highly specialized skills, from engineering and materials science to precision equipment maintenance. The CHIPS Act supports education and training programs. This includes partnerships with universities, community colleges, and vocational programs to prepare workers for jobs that did not exist locally at this scale just a few years ago. These jobs are not limited to PhD-level researchers. A modern fab employs thousands of workers across a wide range of roles. The economic impact extends well beyond the factory walls, supporting suppliers, construction firms, logistics providers, and local services. This makes semiconductor investment a regional economic engine. The Act also strengthens research and development inside the U.S. Semiconductor leadership is not just about producing chips, it is about staying ahead in materials. By supporting domestic R&D, the CHIPS Act aims to ensure that innovation happens close to manufacturing, allowing faster iteration and tighter integration between research and production. This integration matters because semiconductor progress is becoming harder and more expensive. Each new generation requires breakthroughs in materials, lithography, and design. Countries that combine research and manufacturing, the CHIPS Act explicitly recognizes this dynamic. Another often overlooked aspect of the Act is its impact on supply chains. Semiconductor fabs rely on a vast network of suppliers. Many of these suppliers had followed manufacturing overseas. As fabs return to the U.S., suppliers are also reconsidering their geographic footprint. From a national security perspective, the CHIPS Act addresses a critical vulnerability. Semiconductors are foundational to defense systems. Relying heavily on overseas production for these components creates strategic risk. The U.S. gains greater control over critical technologies and reduces exposure to external shocks. The global implications are significant. The U.S. is not trying to dominate semiconductor manufacturing alone, but it is rebalancing the global distribution of capacity. This encourages allied countries to pursue similar strategies, creating a more distributed and resilient global semiconductor network. In this sense, the CHIPS Act reshapes not just U.S. industry, but international tech geopolitics. For consumers and businesses, the effects may not be immediately visible. More domestic production means shorter supply chains, improved availability, and potentially more stable pricing over time. Industries that were hit hardest by shortages, such as automotive and electronics, benefit from greater predictability. When manufacturing is closer to design and end markets, companies can move faster. New products can be tested, refined, and scaled more efficiently. This agility matters in a world where technology cycles are accelerating and competition is intense. Of course, challenges remain. Building fabs is slow and complex. Workforce shortages, permitting delays, and cost overruns are real risks. The CHIPS Act does not eliminate these issues overnight. Its success depends on execution and sustained political commitment beyond initial announcements. There is also the question of long-term viability. Incentives can kickstart investment, but the U.S. must remain competitive in cost and infrastructure to keep fabs operating profitably over decades. This requires continued attention to energy policy, education, trade, and innovation. Still, the direction is clear. The CHIPS Act represents a fundamental shift in how the U.S. views industrial policy. Instead of leaving critical technologies entirely to market forces, the government is taking an active role in shaping outcomes. This reflects a broader recognition that semiconductors are not just another product category. They are the backbone of the modern economy. In practical terms, the U.S. is moving from a design-centric semiconductor role to a more balanced model that includes large-scale manufacturing. This does not replace global collaboration, but it reduces dangerous dependencies and strengthens domestic capability. Over time, this shift could redefine America's position in the tech world. Instead of being vulnerable to shortages and external shocks, the U.S. could become a stabilizing force in global semiconductor supply. That stability benefits industries, consumers, and national security alike. The CHIPS Act is not a quick fix, but if executed well, it has the potential to turn the U.S. into something it has not been for decades. Not just a leader in chip design, but a true semiconductor powerhouse from lab to factory floor.